Hi, I'm Galilea. I never imagined that a cream-colored envelope with gold lettering would change my life. For 26 years, I'd been Eliza's mom, the one who kissed scraped knees, cheered at graduations, and helped her move into her first apartment. Then that invitation arrived. "You've got to be kidding me," I said, phone pressed to my ear as I paced my kitchen. "Marcus," she addressed it to Miss Galilea Ramirez like I'm some distant acquaintance. My brother's voice carried that same steady calm he'd had since childhood. "Did you call her about it?" 3 times. She finally texted back saying the wedding planner handled the invitations and it was just a formality. "And you don't believe that?" I glanced at the photos on my refrigerator. Eliza's college graduation, her smiling with James when they first started dating. Ever since she met James's family, it's like she's embarrassed of where she came from. The Prestons have their name on buildings. I have my name on a teacher's parking spot. "Have you met them yet?" Marcus asked. "No, that's another thing. 4 months of engagement, and I've never been invited to a single event with his family." The doorbell rang, and I found Diana on my porch, carrying a bottle of wine and wearing her concerned therapist expression. "Emergency intervention," she announced, brushing past me. Marcus called. "I'm still on speaker," my brother's voice called out. Diana poured 3 glasses, sliding one toward the phone. "So, wedding drama?" "Eliza's becoming someone I don't recognize," I said. "Last week, she asked if I could update my look before the wedding. 26 years of raising her alone after her father left, working 2 jobs to put her through college, and now I need a makeover to fit in with the Prestons." "What do you know about them?" Diana asked, sipping her wine. "James seems nice enough, but quiet. His mother Vivian runs some kind of art foundation. His father's a 3rd-generation investment banker. They're paying for this elaborate wedding at the Preston estate." "And Eliza's changed since meeting them?" Marcus asked. "It started small, new clothes, different way of speaking. Then she stopped bringing James around. Our Sunday brunches became monthly, then stopped altogether." Diana leaned forward. "What are you going to do?" "What can I do? It's her wedding. I'll smile, wear the beige dress she picked out that matches the venue walls, and pretend it doesn't hurt." "You should talk to her," Marcus said. "I've tried. She just says I'm being dramatic." The conversation continued late into the evening. What none of us could have predicted was that being ignored at the invitation stage would seem like a kindness compared to what happened at the wedding itself. The Preston estate sprawled across 30 acres of manicured gardens and rolling lawns. Guests in designer clothes mingled under white tents while string quartets played. I stood alone, clutching my small purse, feeling every bit the outsider. "Excuse me, are you with the bride or groom?" A young attendant with a clipboard approached. "The bride. I'm her mother." His eyebrows shot up. "Oh, I wasn't. Let me show you to the family section." As we walked, I spotted Eliza surrounded by women in elegant dresses, Vivian Preston at the center. My daughter looked beautiful but unrecognizable, hair styled differently, laughing in a way I'd never heard. "Eliza!" I called, waving. The circle turned. For a moment, just a flickering moment, my daughter's eyes met mine, then slid away. She leaned toward Vivian and whispered something. Vivian Preston approached me with practiced grace. "Hello, you must be one of Eliza's former teachers. So kind of you to come." The words hit like ice water. "I'm Galilea, Eliza's mother." "Oh." False surprise colored her voice. "Eliza didn't mention you'd arrived. Let me find you a seat in the general section." "The general section? But that young man was taking me to family." "There must be some confusion. The family section is quite full with the Prestons. I'm sure you understand." Before I could respond, she guided me away. As we passed Eliza, my daughter looked directly at me, then turned away to answer someone else's question. Marcus found me after the ceremony, fury radiating from him. "Did you see what just happened? She didn't even acknowledge you during the mother-daughter dance tradition. They skipped it entirely." "Maybe she forgot," I whispered, not believing it myself. "No one forgets their mother," he snapped. "This is Vivian's influence." I overheard her telling someone that Eliza was practically raised by the Prestons since meeting James. Diana appeared with 3 champagne flutes. This is beyond rude. Have you spoken to Eliza at all? She's been surrounded all day. I haven't had the chance. Make the chance, Marcus insisted. This is your daughter. I nodded, gathering courage with each step toward the bridal table. James saw me first, nudging Eliza. She looked up, panic flashing across her face before settling into a polite smile. Hello, she said, as if greeting a stranger. Eliza, can we speak privately for a moment? I'm sorry, we're about to cut the cake. Perhaps later? Later never came. I left the wedding without a hug, a conversation, or even proper acknowledgement from my own daughter. In the cab home, I wondered if our relationship had been irreparably damaged by status and wealth. I couldn't have imagined what would happen next. 3 weeks passed with no word from Eliza. Then my phone rang with an unfamiliar number. Miss Ramirez? This is Vivian Preston. My grip tightened. Mrs. Preston, what can I do for you? There seems to be some confusion regarding the wedding expenses. As the mother of the bride, certain costs traditionally fall to you. I nearly dropped the phone. Excuse me? The flowers, photographer, and rehearsal dinner. We assumed you were aware. The total comes to just under $300,000. The room seemed to spin. 300. Mrs. Preston, no one discussed this with me. I wasn't even involved in the planning. Eliza assured us you'd agreed to contribute. The invoices have been forwarded to your email. I called Marcus immediately after hanging up. She wants what? He shouted. After they treated you like that? I don't have that kind of money. My teacher's salary barely covers my mortgage. This is extortion. They can't seriously expect. Eliza told them I agreed to it, I interrupted. My own daughter lied about me. Diana arrived an hour later with takeout. You need to confront this head on, both Eliza and the Prestons. What if she denies it? I asked. Then you'll know exactly where you stand, Marcus said. And so will they. The next day, I requested a meeting at the Preston estate. Surprisingly, they agreed. I arrived to find Eliza, James, and his parents seated in their sunroom like a panel of judges. Mom, Eliza began, I was hoping we could handle this privately. Like you handled telling me about these expenses? I placed the invoices on the table. Or like you handled introducing me to your husband's family, or acknowledging me at your wedding. You're being dramatic again, she sighed. Am I? You pretended not to know me at your own wedding, Eliza? Vivian interjected. I'm sure there's been a misunderstanding. The misunderstanding, I said firmly, is that I supposedly agreed to pay for anything. I wasn't consulted on a single decision. Eliza indicated, James's father began. Eliza lied, I stated plainly. And I'd like to know why. The room fell silent. My daughter looked everywhere but at me. Tell them, Eliza, I said quietly. Tell them how you introduced yourself to their country club friends as Eliza Preston-to-be, daughter of an academic instead of a public school teacher. Tell them how you've been ashamed of me since the day you met them. That's not fair, she whispered. Fair? What's not fair is being erased by my own child. What's not fair is receiving a bill for a wedding where I was treated like an unwelcome stranger. James shifted uncomfortably in his seat. I don't understand. Eliza told me your relationship had been strained for years. Strained? Until she met you and your family, we had dinner together every Sunday. She called me nearly every day. James turned to Eliza, his expression hardening. You said she was never around when you were growing up. That you practically raised yourself. Eliza faltered. Robert Preston cleared his throat. I think we need clarity here. Eliza specifically told us you had agreed to cover certain traditional expenses. She even showed us texts, Vivian added. May I see these texts? I asked. Vivian nodded to Eliza, who reluctantly pulled out her phone, scrolling for several moments before passing it to me. I stared at the screen. These aren't from me. This isn't even my phone number. James stood up abruptly. You faked text messages? Who does that? I just wanted everything to be perfect, Eliza said, her voice breaking. By lying? By making your mother look like she abandoned you? James's voice rose. By pretending to be someone you're not? You don't understand what it's like to feel like you don't belong, Eliza said. And you think I didn't feel that way at your wedding? I asked. My own daughter pretending I was a former teacher? Vivian shifted uncomfortably. Eliza told us your relationship was strained, that you'd been mostly absent during her upbringing. I couldn't hold back a bitter laugh. I worked 2 jobs to give her everything I could. I never missed a school event. I helped her apply for every scholarship. I was there every single day. James turned to his parents. Did you know about any of this? Robert shook his head slowly. We were operating under the information Eliza provided. Which was all lies, James said, his voice tight with anger. I need some air. After he left, his father cleared his throat. Obviously, there's been serious misrepresentation here. The financial obligations need to be reconsidered. There's nothing to reconsider, I said firmly. I never agreed to pay anything, and I don't have $300,000. We'll cover the expenses, he said, looking at Eliza with new eyes. But I think there are larger issues to address here. After an uncomfortable silence, Vivian escorted me to the door while Eliza remained seated, still crying. I owe you an apology, Vivian said quietly. I made assumptions. We all did, I replied, including me. 2 days later, Eliza appeared at my door, looking more like my daughter than she had in months. Jeans, minimal makeup, hair pulled back. Can we talk? She asked. We sat at my kitchen table where we'd had so many conversations over the years. James is furious with me, she began. He says he fell in love with someone who doesn't exist. And who does exist, Eliza? She traced the wood grain with her finger. Someone who was so desperate to fit in that she was willing to hurt the person who loved her most. Why? Really why? Because I was scared, she admitted. The Prestons represented everything I thought I wanted. Security, status, acceptance. I was terrified they'd reject me if they knew the real me. So you rejected me first? She nodded, tears falling. I've made such a mess of everything. James is talking about annulment. His parents look at me differently now. What do you want to happen? I asked. I don't know if I can fix this, she whispered. Any of it. Some things can't be fixed overnight, I agreed. Trust takes time to rebuild. Do you hate me? She asked, looking younger than I'd seen her in years. I could never hate you. I'm deeply hurt, disappointed, angry even. But you're my daughter. I don't deserve your forgiveness. This isn't about what anyone deserves. It's about what happens next. The question is, who do you want to be going forward? I want to be someone who isn't ashamed of where I came from, she said quietly. Someone who doesn't lie to get what she wants. That's a start. When did I become this person, Mom? She asked, her voice breaking. When did I decide that status was more important than honesty? I reached across the table to take her hand. People make mistakes when they're afraid. The question is whether you learn from them. James won't even talk to me. He moved out yesterday. Give him time. You lied about fundamental things, Eliza. That's not easy to forgive. What if he never forgives me? Then you'll have to accept that consequence. But either way, you need to figure out who you are without trying to be what you think others want. We talked for hours that day, not solving everything, not erasing the hurt, but beginning something new. I didn't know if her marriage would survive, or if the relationship with her in-laws could be rebuilt on honesty rather than fabrication. As Eliza left that evening, she paused at the door. I'm so sorry, Mom. I know, I said. Tomorrow's another day. We'll see what it brings. The bell above my classroom door jingled as students filed out. I looked up to see Eliza waiting in the hallway. Hey, she said, stepping inside. I brought lunch. We'd started this weekly tradition 3 months ago. Tuesday lunch in my classroom, rebuilding our relationship one conversation at a time. How was your meeting with the mediator? I asked as we unwrapped sandwiches. Productive, actually. James and I are officially separating, but we're being civil now. She gave a small smile. He said he appreciated my honesty these last few months. That's something. It is. We're not salvaging the marriage, but maybe we can salvage some respect. She took a bite of her sandwich. His parents asked about you, by the way. Oh? Vivian mentioned maybe having you over for dinner sometime. To properly apologize. I raised an eyebrow. That's unexpected. They're not bad people, Mom. Just privileged ones who believed what they were told. She shrugged. Like me. And what about you? How's the new apartment? Small? Nothing like the Preston guest house? She laughed. But it's mine, and I can afford it on my social worker's salary. You're really enjoying the program? I am. Helping kids navigate the system, giving them tools to build confidence. It feels right. I'm proud of you, you know. For ruining my marriage and nearly destroying our relationship? She asked wryly. For finding your way back to yourself? For doing the work? She nodded, understanding. It's strange. I spent so much time trying to become someone else, and I was miserable. Now I'm just me. And that's enough. It has to be, she said, then smiled. Besides, I come from good stock. My mom taught me that when things fall apart, you pick up the pieces and build something new. As we continued eating, I marveled at how pain and honesty had forged something stronger between us. The wedding had been a disaster, but perhaps it had been necessary, revealing truths that might have remained hidden otherwise. Some lessons come at a high price, but as I watched my daughter talk animatedly about her new path, I knew that sometimes those are the lessons that matter most.